Finalists on the journey, and Last Flood has galloped away from down on the inside, and Junior's Image made a spin beginning, and Holy Hell made a great beginning and takes over the lead right from the start, and would be followed by Junior's Image dropping in to get the trail, and Rain again on the outer. Past the judges' line, a mile and a half to go, 2 circuits of the track. Bramble Hall next on the inside. Stellar Frost, who made a grand beginning in the middle, and Royal Count on the outer. Round the showground bend they go for the first time, and they're followed by Last Flood next on the inside, and Welcome Advice on the outer. Manor began well today. He's 3 wide on the outside of Welcome Advice, and mile and 3 to go. They're followed by Friendly Forbes a length away, and round into the back they go for the first time. A length and a half to Sassenach, who would be 10 lengths from the leader, then 4 or 5 lengths further back to Deep Court. And they race down the back. They travel past a mile and a quarter post, and as they go down the back, Royal Count it strides into the lead. Royal Count in the blue and red and gold takes over the lead from Holy Hell on the inside, and Manor moving smartly right round on the outside, and Rain again in the middle, a mile and a furlong left to go. Junior's Image, the Australian representative, next to the inside as they make their way round the far bend, and Junior's Image would be followed in by Stellar Frost on the outer. A length to Welcome Advice next on the outside, and down on the inside would be Bramble Hall, a mile left to go. That'd be followed by Last Flood, another Australian down on the inside. Friendly Forbes on the outside, and they've followed a length further back by Sassenach, and the length into Deep Court at the rear. Round the bend into the straight, 7.5 to go, and Royal Count, it makes the pace out in front on the inner. Manor is right up on the outside, and they race along past the pack stands here at Addington Raceway in Christchurch City, and Manor is the leader, followed by Rain again, who's 3 wide on the outside of Holy Hell, and Royal Count gets the trail on the inside, and past the judges' line around to the track to go. They race on towards the showground bend for the last time, and round the bend they go now, and Manor is the leader. Manor on the inside, and Rain again on the outside, and Royal Count gets the trail on the inside, and 5 furlongs left to run. On the outside of these now would be Holy Hell. Round into the back they go, they're followed by Junior's Image in the inner, and the length to Stellar Frost, who'd only be 5 lengths from the leader on the outside, and Bramble Hall on the inside, and 4 to run. A length to Welcome Advice on the outside of Last Flood, a length to Friendly Forbes on the outside of Deep Court. Last Flood and Deep Court in bad places, a length to Sassenach at the rear. Down the back they go, and 3 furlongs left to run, and Manor is still the leader. From Rain again, and there's Junior's Image pulled out from the fence to go round on the outer. And they race for the far bend, and round the bend they go, and Junior's Image, it strides into the lead. It's away on the lead by a length and a half, by 2 lengths, as they come round toward the 2, the Australians and the crowd in a frenzy, and Junior's Image is away by 5 lengths now from Manor. A length to Holy Hell, a length and a half then to Royal Count, followed by Stellar Frost on the outside. But round the bend they come, they straighten up, they come along to the furlong post, and Junior's Image is the leader. Junior's Image being kept up to its legs, kept up to its work from Manor. Then we've got Holy Hell, followed by Stellar Frost. Junior's Image stopping a wee bit, but hanging on. Manor bridges the gap. They race for the judges' line. I won't name it. We've got Junior's Image on the inside of Manor. Stellar Frost is 3 wide, and Last Flood is 4 wide.
Racing this time, and the Pacers grand final field. They're on the journey. The favourite Young Quinn went away well, and so did Hundo Gutton. Now inside the first 100 metres, past the Dean of the lead from Highfoil up on the outside. They were followed by Speedy Guest, who drops in to get the trail. There's 2 lengths away to Irish Kiwi. There's 3 or 4 lengths away on the outside. Kotari Legend, Wide Bill has gone off stride. Passed through on the inside by Vanadium. They were followed on the outside by Just Too Good. A length away on the inside to Hundo Gutton. They were followed by Young Quinn, who's some 5 or 6 lengths away, and further back on the outside we have Bomber Bill and Royal Gazers at the rear. Into the straight they come with 2,200 left to go in the final, and Master Dean the leader. Away in the lead by a length and a half to 2 lengths from Speedy Guest, who gets the trail. They were followed a length and a half away by High Foil. There's 3 lengths away to Irish Kiwi. Another 2 lengths to Kotari Legend. Another 3 lengths away to Just Too Good. They were followed 2 lengths away by Vanadium. A length to Hundo Grattan. A length and a half to Young Young Quinn. They were followed a length and a half away by final decision, 1900 left to go, and 3 lengths away to Wybill. Another 2 or 3 lengths away to Royal Gaze, and Bomberbill is at the rear. They race into the back straight in Indian File, and Master Dean the leader. Speedy Guest that gets the perfect trail with a length away to Highfoil. A length and a half away, then Irish Kiwi, 1600 left to go. A length and a quarter to Kotari Legend, a break of 6 lengths away to Just Too Good. A length and a half Vanadium, another length Hondo Grattan. In behind Hondo Grattan, the ruling favourite Young Quinn is followed a length away by final decision. They were followed a length away by Wybill. On the outside of Wybill is Royal Gaze, and a long way back to Bomberbill at the rear. They come around the showground bend with just on 1400 left to go, and Master Dean is the leader by a length from Speedy Guest, getting a beautiful trail. They were followed in third place by Highfoil, 1200 left to go. A length away to Irish Kiwi, another length then Kotari Legend, 2 or 3 to Just Too Good. They were followed by Vanadium, left the fence, followed then by Hondo Grattan. They were followed on the outside by final decision, keeping Young Quinn in a pocket on the inside. They were followed on the fence by Wybill and Royal Gaze. It's at the rear. They've got 1,000 metres left to go in the final, and Master Dean is still the leader by a length from Speedy Guest, another length to Highfoil, a length away to Irish Kiwi, going on the inside of Highfoil, who left the fence. On the outside of those 2 then to Kotari Legend. They were followed by final decision down on the inside of Just Too Good. Hondo Grattan on the outside of Just Too Good. They were followed then by Young Quinn, who's well back in the field. They were followed down on the inside by Wybill and Royal Gaze. It's at the rear. They stream down the back straight, and Master Dean goes past the 600. A length and a quarter, and in advance of Speedy Guest with a length to Highfoil. On the inside to Irish Kiwi, Kotari Legend on the outside of those 2. They were followed a length away by Hondo Grattan on the outside to Young Quinn. Down on the inside of those to Just Too Good. They were followed further back by Royal Gaze and Wybill. They've got 300 left to go, and it's Master Dean the leader, and Speedy Guest moves up to the outside, Kotari Legend, and here's Young Quinn coming with a paralysing run down the outside. They get to the 175 metre marker, Speedy Guest, and Young Quinn, he's putting in mighty strides down the outside. Irish Kiwi on the inside, in between them Highfoil. The champion Young Quinn went to the lead with 100 to go. From on the outside, Speedy Guest on the inside to Highfoil, and Young Quinn carries the day from Highfoil. Then we had Speedy Guest, Irish Kiwi, Vanadium, then Hondo Grattan. They were followed by Kotari Legend. They were followed further back by Master Dean, who's stock. Royal Gaze was never in it. They were followed further back by Just Too Good. Then came final decision, and last of all was Wybill, and Castle and Pride is still the leader. Darky Forbes, it sits pat in behind the leaders, back with Derby Royale facing the breeze on the outer. They are followed 3 back on the fence by Dupré, on the outside of Dupré to Edith Nova. A length away to CR, still travelling beautifully, followed then by Slane. And there goes Miss Deborah mounting a big run from the rear of the field. Donna Juanita about third last is followed then by Do Inquire and Carmen Silver at the rear. They stream down the back straight, and Castleton's Pride is still the leader. On the outside of Castleton's Pride, Derby Royale. Darky Forbes getting the run of the race in behind the leaders. Back on the outside of Miss Deborah. They were followed a length away to Freya. And there goes CR mounting a big run on the outside with 400 to go. Edith Nova's gone back a place or 2. Slane is running on, and Donna Juanita. They were followed by Do Inquire and Carmen Silver. Anybody's race, and they turn for home. They've got 2:20 to go, and Castleton's Pride tackled by the favourite Derby Royale. CR on the outside looks the danger. Darky Forbes looking for a spin and can't get it. In behind them, Miss Deborah, 100 left to go. Derby Royale, Castleton's Pride. Darky Forbes got the split too late. CR went off stride. Castleton's Pride in front with 50 to go. And then we had Derby Royale. Darky Forbes, the unlucky horse of the race, followed in by Slane. Then we saw Edith Nova. Do Inquire broke up. They were followed by CR, who went off stride with 100 to go. They were followed by Miss Deborah, Donna Juanita, Carmen Silver, and Dupré finished up at the rear of the field.
Pace is very slow. It leads by a length and a half from Typhon on the inside. Alpha Light is running third as they come past the judges' box. Pure Steel is back on the fence. Then over on the outside, Nevada Smoke, which is in the box seat. They were followed by Speedy Guest on the inside of the Victorian Royal Gaze. On the fence is Royal Force, followed by Arkin's Folly. A length and a half further back to Little Charger. 1.5 to Don't Retreat, and the same margin to Markovina, who's still about 45 metres from the leader. Into the back straight, 11 3/4 left to go. They've got about 1,450 metres to run, and the leader is Carclue by a length from Alpha Light, whose driver's content to sit patiently on the outside. A half a length to Typhson back on the fence, and then 1 length to Nevada Smoke, which is going beautifully. A half a length to Pure Steel in an awkward pocket. 1 length to Royal Gaze, sitting pretty on the outside. A half a length back to the New Zealander Speedy Guest, followed by Arkin's Folly. Royal Forces pulling hard on the inside, then Little Charger. Don't Retreat is still second last and hasn't made a move. And 2 lengths further back behind them, Markovina. They come around towards the top of the straight. They've got 1,000 metres to go. And approaching the bell, it's still Carclue. It's been in front from the start and leads the way from Alpha Light. Typhson's running third on the fence, and now a move coming from the back of the field. Little Charger's making a 3-wide run, which might flush out Royal Gaze. And past the judge's box with 1 circuit to go. The pressure goes on. Carclue in front from Alpha Light. Typhson back behind them on the fence. Royal Gaze has been taken 3 spiders wide. Pure Steel is off the fence. Markovina right round the outside, followed further back on the fence by Royal Force, Speedy Gas, Little Charger. Arkin's Folly and Don't Retreat is last. In the back straight, 600 metres to go. Carclue by half a length from Alpha Light. They were followed by Typhson on the inside of Nevada Smoke. Royal Force is getting right up on the fence. Pure Steel back behind him, can't get a clear run. Royal Gaze has raced up in front of that one. Past the 400 metre mark they go, and Carclue is still the leader. It's holding Alpha Light by a length with Royal Force back behind them, travelling well. It'll need a split and be hard to beat. And they were followed by Royal Gaze right round the outside and further back behind them. Don't Retreat is getting right up on the fence. Around to the top of the straight with 200 metres to go. A great race. Carclue is just the leader from Alpha Light. Royal Force back on the inside. Royal Gaze. And here's Pure Steel flying home with a brilliant run. Carclue in front. Pure Steel is flying down the outside, but Carclue's going to win it. Carclue has caused a boil over and wins by a length from Pure Steel. Don't Retreat got through the middle to run third, followed by Royal Force, Speedy Gas out wide, then Alpha Light.
Interdominion final, and Trusty Scott has gone sideways and collected Sole Command at the start. Conmurra Chief very slow, and the best out Stanley Rio, Sporting Sun being shaken up to go to the lead, followed by Master Finley, Conmurra Chief, Paleface Adios away well, followed then by Don't Retreat, Trusty Scott and Sole Command and Pure Steel at the tail of the field. They settle down now, and Sporting Sun has reached the lead by about 2 lengths. Stanley Rio gets the trail. Master Finley in third place, 3 lengths to Conmurra Chief. Paleface Adios out facing the wind the outside. Don't Retreat the inner, followed by Trusty Scott, 2 lengths, Sole Command and Pure Steel. They make their way down the back in the grand final, and Sporting Sun the leader by a length and a half. Stanley Rio in a nice spot in the trail, followed by Master Finley, Conmurra Chief. Paleface Adios has to face the breeze tonight, moving up 5th on the outside of Conmurra Chief, followed by Don't Retreat. Trusty Scott is following Paleface Adios, 2 lengths away to Sole Command and Pure Steel last. They make their way round with just on 1 lap completed, and Sporting Sun leads them into the straight by 2 lengths from Stanley Rio. Master Finley third on the inside, Paleface Adios fourth on the outside of Conmurra Chief. Trusty Scott is tracking him all the way. Sole Command content to follow Trusty Scott, and there's Pure Steel. Around them he goes, and Jack Retzlaff sets him alight. He goes up towards the leaders, but the leader Sporting Sun with 2 laps to go. Stanley Rio and John Noble has a look over his shoulder to see Pure Steel out wide. Paleface Adios in between them and keeping him wider. Master Finley 5th on the inside, followed by Trusty Scott, Conmurra Chief, Sole Command, and last on the inside now is Don't Retreat. They make their way down the back, just over a lap and a half left, and Sporting Sun by 2 lengths the leader. Moving up Pure Steel to be on his wheel. Stanley Rio getting boxed up but still in the trail. Paleface Adios the outside and Master Finley the inner. 2 lengths away to Trusty Scott, followed by Conmurra Chief, then Sole Command and Don't Retreat, the pacer cracker. Sporting Sun leads them round into the straight now, and as they make the bend in just on 1,000 metres left to run, it's Sporting Sun by a length and a quarter. Stanley Rio, Pure Steel out facing the breeze. Paleface Adios gets the cover on the outside and Master Finley the inner. Conmurra Chief and Trusty Scott, followed by Sole Command and Don't Retreat, boxed up last. They race past the big crowd now, a lap from home, and Sporting Sun by about a length only. Pure Steel, Stanley Rio in a tight spot in the trail. He'll be wanting to get into the clear if he can. Paleface Adios and Master Finley. Trusty Scott seems to be travelling all right, but he's about 5 or 6 lengths from the leader, Conmurra Chief, and his inner, followed by Sole Command and Don't Retreat. The move should start to come now, and as they start their way down the back straight, Sporting Sun by a length and a half. Pure Steel is under pressure, he's not responding, and Stanley Rio hard up and behind Sporting Sun's back. There's Paleface, out he goes 3 wide, Master Finley, Trusty Scott, Conmurra Chief, Sole Command, and last is Don't Retreat. They're inside the 400 metre mark, and Sporting Sun by 2 lengths now. Sporting Sun, Pure Steel, Paleface, Stanley Rio comes off now to go up on the outside of his wheel. Round the bend they come. Sporting Sun in front. Stanley Rio out to challenge the outside. He goes up and heads him off. Master Fiddley through on the inside. Stanley Rio coming down to the post. Stanley Rio's won the Interdominion for 1977. Master Fiddley through on the inside. Sporting Sun third. Followed home by Conmurra Chief fourth. Paleface Adios, Don't Retreat, Soul Command, and Trusty Scott and Pure Steel.
Soul Command eased back behind them, and Junction Road and Tan Heel trying to head them off. It's Junction Road and Tan Heel the leaders as they went to the judge the first time. 4 or 5 metres, Don't Retreat, and they're followed by Velvet Prince the outside. In the centre, Mark Avena, and then came behind them Soul Command on the rails of Moses Star. Paleface Adios is next, and they were followed then by Royal Gaze and De Monte Hanover last. Junction Road's gone out about 10 metres in front into the back the first time. Tan Heel second, he eased off the fence. He's trying to kid something to go around and go into the death seat. Velvet Prince's driver might fall for that, he will. Then Don't Retreat, and Mark Avena's going to settle down with a good trail, and then came Hermosa Star. Next Soul Command, and back behind it Royal Gaze, and they were followed then by Paleface Adios and last De Monte Hanover. Swinging off the back. The leader, Junction Road, by 2 metres. Velvet Prince has got up into the death seat. Don't Retreat is third, and fourth, Tan Heel. He's kidded them into getting a beautiful sit, this boy. They were followed on the rails by Hermosa Star, and then 4 metres to Mark Avena. 4 metres away on the rails, Royal Gaze. A couple of metres to Soul Command, who's got well out of his ground early. Paleface Adios is last with De Monte Hanover on his inside. Coming down to the judge, 2 laps to go, that's 1,800 metres. Junction Road has slowed them up now to be a sockie's length in front of Velvet Prince, and Don't Retreat over on the fence. Hermosa Star pulling hard on the rails, and ahead away Tan Heel, who's settled beautifully. Then Royal Gaze, on the outside of it is Mark Avena, and then Soul Command trailing Mark Avena from De Monte Hanover, and Paleface Adios in last placing. Going to the 1,600 metres, and the leader Junction Road, a sockie's length, Don't Retreat on the inside. 2 or 3 metres to Velvet Prince, and Hermosa Star pulling very hard. He might choke up on the inside. He's giving his driver a lot of trouble. Then Tan Heel with the 1-1 sit from Royal Gaze, Mark Avena. Next over on the rails, De Monte Hanover, 2 metres to Soul Command and 4 metres to Paleface Adios. And he's going to have to go around every horse in the field. A big job. 1,300 metres to go, getting off the back again, and Junction Road by a sulky's length. Second, Don't Retreat ahead to Velvet Prince, and then Hermosa Star on the rails. 2 metres to Tan Heel, and then Royal Gaze. On its outside, Mark Avena, followed by De Monte Hanover, and then Soul Command, a sulky's length away, Paleface Adios. Pike wants something to go and give him a cart, but nothing will make a move. Into the straight with 1,100 metres to go. Still the leader, Junction Road, the bolter. He's 4 metres in front of Velvet Prince, putting Don't Retreat in a pocket. Then Tan Heel outside Hermosa Star. Next, Mark Avena, Royal Gaze, Soul Command, De Monte Hanover, Paleface Adios. Something will have to go in a minute. They'll have to give. There's only 1 lap to go in the Inter. Junction Road, the 50-1 chance, out in front of Velvet Prince, lugging on the turn. Don't Retreat on the rails, and then Tan Heel is at a good run if he can sprint. Next to Hermosa Star, hopelessly pocketed from Mark Avena, Royal Gaze, De Monte Hanover, Soul Command, and Paleface Adios. 600 to go, and still nobody makes a move. Junction Road by 2 metres. Second still Velvet Prince. Here's Soul Command off. Going with him, Mark Avena. Tan Heel trying to go with them, and will push them right off the track. Paleface is last. With 400 to go, Junction Road still 2 metres, Velvet Prince. Here comes Mark Avena. He's gone past Tan Heel. Next, Don't Retreat trying to get out. Soul Command out 4 deep. Paleface Adios trying to get through the centre of the field, and then De Monte Hanover. On the turn, Mark Avena's raced up to hit the front. Mark Avena the leader into the straight with Junction Road, Velvet Prince. Out wide, Soul Command. Paleface Adios got badly checked. Mark Avena the leader with 50 metres to go. He's just in front of Velvet Prince. Soul Command, De Monte Hanover flying with Hermosa Star. Mark Avena in front of the line, and he's won it by a metre to Hermosa Star. Velvet Prince third. Just behind them, De Monte Hanover, Royal Gaze. Then came Soul Command. Paleface Adios was knocked over from Tan Heel, Junction Road, and Don't Retreat has run.
Mark Avena's on the journey. Ice Wise is in a gallop. Miss Pert's begun well, so's We Win and Michael Frost. Lord Module settled down 20 metres behind the field. Now the Interdominion field going for the turn out of the straight, and Sapling into the lead. Rondell takes the trail. Mark Avena's caught out, and Michael Frost is scurrying around the outside. Miss Pert lands into third along the rail, followed by Trusty Scott with We Win the Udder. Icewise and Royal Waldorf were next, followed by Rocky Trikes and Nimble Yankee, and 2 lengths to Lord Module. Henry Skinner making it at solid pace with Sapling in front by 2 lengths from Rondell. Michael Frost out to sit in the breeze. Clark Cavina getting a perfect sit now in behind the New South Wales representative with Miss Pert the inner. Trusty Scott is 4 back along the rail, and We Win on its outer, followed then on the inside by Royal Waldorf, being flanked by Icewise. Rocky Triax and Lord Module goes up along the rail, and Nimble Yankee last. Down the back they go with 1,700 metres to run, and Sapling the leader from Michael Frost on the outside of Rondell. 2 lengths Mark Avina nicely situated, Miss Pert the rail. We Win's also well enough placed with Trusty Scott in the inner, then Icewise and Royal Waldorf. Then Lord Module running into a pocket on the inside of Rocky Trikes, and Nimble Yankee last. Round the bend into the straight, 1,500 metres from home, and the leader Sapling from Rondell. Michael Frost just inclined to hang just slightly on the outside. In the trail, but 3 back is Miss Pert, and now Michael Frost is just moving about in the run down the straight. Mark Avina not really getting much of a cover, he's sitting in the open. They were followed by Trusty Scott and We Win. Further in Royal Waldorf and Icewise. Lord Module well buried up on the inside of Rocky Triax, and last is Nimble Yankee. The Interdominion field, it makes its way round the showgrounds bend, 1,100 metres to run, and Sapling the leader from Michael Frost, 3/4 of a length away. Peter Wolfenden giving Rondell every chance. Over in the inside, Miss Pert and Mark Avina's beautifully placed. Where's Butt says We Win a light, and round the outside he goes. Icewise, and there's Rocky Trikes taking all. Royal Waldorf broke, went back on Lord Module, easing around him, and Royal Waldorf in trouble at the back of the field. Down the back they go, 700 to run, and Sapling the leader. We Win is smoked up 3 wide around Michael Frost, and Rondell Ford. Mark Avina marking time, followed by Icewise and Rocky Trikes, and Miss Pert and Trusty Scott, 2 lengths to Nimble Yankee, and Lord Module with a job in front of him, about 6 lengths from the leader. Round the far side they go, 500 to run, and Sapling the leader seems to be going well. We Win up on his outside, followed by Rondell. Mark Avina's hooked out to go around Michael Frost, weakening, then Miss Pert and Rocky Trikes. Further in, Trusty Scott in a traffic jam. Icewise and Lord Modules have to go round a lot of them with Nimble Yankee. They turn for home, 2:20 to run in the Interdominion, and Sapling lines them up from We Win and Mark Avina. Lord Modules smoking down the outside at a great rate, but Sapling in front, and Peter Wolfenden gets the gap on the inside with Rondell. We Win can't do it. Miss Pert's running on right around Rocky Trikes. Sapling under pressure. Rondell, the giant killer along the rail. Sapling and Rondell. Rondell wins the Interdominion from Sapling. Miss Pert followed in by We Win and Trusty Scott in a photo. Rocky Trikes wider out. They were followed in by Nimble Yankee, Lord Module, Mark Avina. Then Royal Waldorf followed home by Michael Frost, and Icewise back to last. On the bend out of the straight they go, and L.B. Logan the leader from even speed, a length away on the leader's wheel, and Pointer Hanover enjoying the trail, 1,000 from home. Then Game Folly and Josephus together. About Now was next, followed by Silk and Pointer Hanover. No response, 3 lengths to Scotch Tar, 10 lengths further back. Then they were followed by Hanno Direct and Diogenes. Into the back, 800 metres from home, and the New South Wales Flyer in front by about a length over even speed. Pointer Hanover's had a brilliant trail, followed by Game Folly. In behind them, Joseph is About Now, Silk, and followed then by Waipunamo. No response, still 7 lengths off the pace, followed 2 lengths back by Scotch Tar, getting onto his back, and 3 lengths to Hanno Direct. Past the 600 they've gone. L.B. Logan leading them out of the back straight, 2 lengths in front of Pointer Hanover, looks to be the big threat at the moment. Even speed is starting to weaken. Then Game Folly, followed by Joseph is About Now and Silken, and further out then they were followed by Waipunamo. No responses, keeping pretty close to the rail. Scotch Tar and its outer, and further back Hanno Direct. Round to the home turn, 2:50 to run. L.B. Logan from New South Wales lines the Trotters, final up from Pointer Hanover. Joseph is in Game Folly, and wider out Silken's finishing well, even speed, then Hanno Direct. No responses, flying through the middle. L.B. Logan with the lead, but on, no responses, burying them. He's going to them 3-1 along the rail. No response, goes through on the inside, goes away to win it by 3 lengths. L.B. Logan, Silken in a photo for third with Pointer Hanover and Josephus. Then 4 lengths back behind them, Scotch Tar, followed by Game Folly, About Now, further back Waipunamo.
Courting Appeal third as the bell rings, then splash down from Waipunamo. Billboard over on the fence, very fairly awkwardly placed here, has nowhere to go, and then Hanno Direct from Boulder Pepper, Gin Gold, and would you believe Hilton Bear, the second favourite, is galloping and is virtually pulled right out of the race. Hampton's Pride, who led them all the way in the heat, is going farther away from Stormy Morn as they race to the back of the course, and Hampton's Pride now has a lead of 1.5 lengths over Stormy Morn. Courting Appeal has been running the good race, is still third, and now Splashdown is taken 3 wide to make its run. Hanover Direct going 4 deep, but making ground in really good style, and looks like figuring in this finish. Hampton's Pride in front of Hanover Direct, who's only a head away now in second place as they turn for home, and Hanover Direct going easily the better as they turn the corner, and Hanover Direct has gone to the lead and looks to have it won in this trotting grand final. Hanover Direct coming right away in the run down the straight, and Hanover Direct is going to the post, a brilliant winner to beat Courting Appeal. A good run for second.
Rearing. The barriers fly, they're off now. The back markers all went away well. Paleface began brilliantly. Lord Module paced away and then flew out of his gear and is in a full stretch gallop at the tail of... Pure Steel out 3 wide is giving ground again. On the fence, Paleface, Adios, then Koala King, Lee Sands, Margaret Shannon and Lord Module. Out of the back straight, they haven't got the leader yet, Little Frosty, but look at Locarno go. Locarno pulled out 3 wide, is unleashing a powerhouse run. Locarno has ranged up to Frosty Imp, and the ends out of Locarno took the lead as they turned for home. Koala King into the clear as flashing home. Then Lehigh Lad and further back Pure Steel. Locarno the leader, but it's Koala. Koala King has pounced on him. Koala King takes the lead and is sprinting away to win the grand final. A great win. Koala King.
Again, then Frosty Imp on the outside, travelling well. Then on the inside, the Lehigh Lad from Hartstraw. Belfield Tyros angling off the fence, and Pure Steel out 3 wide under the whip, down 1.5 lengths to Grand Thor. Inside the 600 now, they've got about 550 to go. San Simeon in full flight now, leading by a length from Kotari Knight. Then a length back on the inside is Single again, looking for the way clear, but can't get it. A length off to Frosty Imp, being safe for the last one, but San Simeon's the leader. Racing inside the 400 by a length and a quarter on Kotari Knight, which is sticking to its guns, and neck back on the inside to Single again. Frosty Imp taking off 3 wide, but San Simeon sprints away. 250 metres to go. He's put a great space in them now. He's about 4 lengths in front of Single again. Kotari Knight. Frosty Imp can't run on. The one out wide on the course is Hartstraw, but it's all over. San Simeon racing away for a brilliant win here in the 1981 Interdominion. San Simeon goes to the post full of running, and he wins by about 12 metres on Single again. A length back on the outside, Hartstraw. Pure Steel flew home. May have got 4th. Then Dowder in the centre, Indian Champ 3 wide. Air Rowan back on the fence, then Skip Dar 3 wide. Mr. Moriarty back behind it. And last of all is Burrows of the main bunch as they go into the back. 500 metres to run in the grand final. Retzlaw leads by just under a length on Popular Arm, who's being sold along, but Retzlaw's holding the run. Goes past the 400 metre mark by a length and a quarter on Popular Arm. A half a length on the inside, Lehigh Lad. They've got away by 2 lengths from Air Rowan, and Dowder on the outside, and then Burrows coming through on the fence. Just over 200 metres to go. Retzlaw in front, Popular Arm under the whip, and a length and a half back on the inside, Lehigh Lad, then Air Rowan. In the straight down to the 100, Retzlaw's holding them at bay. Retzlaw